Young investors continue to jump into the market following a boost in young people investing during the pandemic, which has brought out the rise of the FinFluencer. Now, FinFluencers are social media influencers that focus their platforms on investing and financial content. Meanwhile, as the world continues to become more connected online, social trading continues to grow in popularity. This comes as platforms like eToro and TD Ameritrade allow investors to share their trading strategies. But is the growing online investing world reliable and safe for your hard-earned money? Well, joining us now to tell us more about this is Brendan Caldwell, Director of Caldwell Securities Ltd. Brendan, welcome back to Forum Daily.
Nima, always great to be here.
Now, today we're talking about the rise of FinFluencers, Brendan, a very interesting term there. So what exactly do FinFluencers do, and what are your thoughts around them?
Well, that's two big questions. Well, what they do is, like the conflated name implies, influence or endeavor to influence other investors around how they should deploy their money in the markets. What's hot, what's working, what's going on. So the way they can be influencers, internet influencers, social media influencers can work in all kinds of different areas, from shoes to skateboards. Why not finance as well? I'm mixed. I'm actually not as against it as you think a professional investment advisor would be. I do think that people need to realize that investing is about not just information, but the interpretation of information. And the information that you're getting from any source, professional and regulated like ours, or something you hear about in a cocktail party, or on the internet, is always going to be coming from a perspective. And at the very least, you're not going to be the first person to know it if somebody else is telling you that. So I think that one has to take everything one hears, either online or from the guy who said he made $1 million in such and such a stock, with a grain of salt.
All right. Well, on that point, what are your thoughts on the helpfulness of FinFluencers for investors overall?
Inasmuch as it has engaged a generation in taking ownership of the economy by owning the best and most interesting ideas and getting them to deploy their money like owners, I think it's helpful. To the extent that it encourages straight up gambling and will leave a generation disaffected, because when this all turns bad, that they say, oh, you can't make any money in the market. I tried once when I was 23. That will be unhelpful. Ironically, I think that influencers, straight up influencers in terms of fashion, technology, other products, can actually be more effective in helping people with their portfolios, to the extent that you are among the first to hear about a new technology, product, fashion line, store that people like me, who are the wrong age, the wrong profession, wrong demographic, to know about the hottest new fashion store, the hottest new technology, perhaps. To the extent that you say, oh, that's cool, I wonder what company makes that. I really like that product and I use it. That will actually put people in, I think, much better stead for investment success, because you are among the first people to know the story. You are among the first people perhaps to invest based on that story. I think that's a much better strategy, to go from what you know, what you use, what you own, your own experience, rather than taking it secondhand from somebody who perhaps doesn't have your best interest at heart.
An interesting perspective to consider, Brendan. Now, just over a minute left here, but I want to switch gears to the other topic we're talking about today, social trading. So how does it work, and overall, is it safe and reliable for investors?
Well, the safe and reliable is, I suppose, under one's mattress or the bank. Let's start with that. Everything where you are investing with the hope of getting gains above the guaranteed government rate of return, there is risk involved. To the extent that in a social platform, whether it's social media or social anything, there is risks in all of that, even if you're not deploying your money. I mean, you've talked about the social media risks for a long time, but social financial risks add that element of investing one's money. And so taking advice from somebody whose track record purportedly has done such and such, which is really what the social financial interchange is supposed to be. It is a technological step up from the cocktail party advice. Maybe it's helpful, maybe it works, maybe that you're able to better track the performance of the people that you're on the social media with, but there will be vested interests involved. And unlike the professional investment advisor who does have your best interests at heart and any conflicts are disclosed, that's not necessarily going to be so over the internet.
Lots to consider in this ever-changing world. Brendan, always great having you on Forum Daily. Thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you, Nima.